Hey guys, you're listening to ChickFlicks with me, your host, alexisoteng. I'm back with another episode. Now, when I originally filmed this episode, it was prior to the election, and something went wrong, and I decided I wanted to re record it. But then the election happened, and I, for a second, was like, you know what? I don't want to post a video this week. And then I was like, you know what? Never mind. Because film has always been an escape for me in times of like hardship, and it's always been a safe haven. When I'm talking about film or watching films, my mind completely goes into a different space. Same with television. Honestly, just consuming visual media, it's my safe space. And I honestly feel like right now we need some time to just get away from everything that's going on. So I wanted to review a film for you guys today that I feel like is going to allow you just a moment of peace, of just joy, of laughter, of just warming the heart, as well as, make you a little emotional, cry a little bit, because it's okay. And yeah, just give you that space away from everything that's going on. No matter how you feel about the election, I think everybody needs a break. So I was like, I'm going to put out an episode and I hope you guys enjoy. Um, you might be wondering, hey, yo, what's going on? Because your face is beat for the gods. Your hair, she's looking good, as well as like this and above, but you're wearing like a t-shirt. My nails are also done. Yeah, I honestly didn't feel like dressing up, but I was like, I'm always gonna beat my face for the camera. I'm always gonna make sure the hair looks good. And I just wanted to keep it real with you guys in case you were wondering. But yeah, I can't wait to talk more about this film. And again, make sure you guys give yourself the mental break that you need. Take some time for yourself. Make sure you're doing good before you face everything that's out there. And I love you guys, and let's jump into this review. All right, so today, guys, we are going to be reviewing We Live in Time, which is a romantic comedy. And I love rom-coms, okay? I am a rom-com connoisseur. I love them. I'm always in favor of Hollywood doing more rom-coms. They're not putting them out like they used to be. We used to be getting rom-coms like crazy back in the 2000s, back in the 90s. Even a bit of the 2010s, we were getting a lot, but it's just not the same. And I feel like Hollywood is getting back into this stride. I think some people wouldn't really categorize this film as a rom-com, because when you think of rom-coms, you think like a lot of comedy and like romance like embedded through that. But I feel like this is mostly romance, a drama with some comedy sprinkled in. But I feel like a melodrama can completely stand and be categorized as a rom-com. And I feel like this is one. It's just like a more feel-good, heartwarming rom-com than like your slapstick type of comedy rom-com. But while we're on the topic of that, some of my favorite rom-coms, okay, Crazy Rich Asians, okay? Of course, it is a long flight must. You on the plane, you need to watch a movie, go on, put it on. Go on, put it on, okay? 16 Candles. Did it age poorly? Yes. But I love Molly Ringwald. It's one of those movies I have to watch on my birthday, and it's a movie that will have a nice place in my heart. And I can acknowledge, though, it's hella problematic. Crazy Stupid Love. I fucking love Crazy Stupid Love. It's one of the first times we get to see the genius pairing of Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. Okay? Amazing. Steve Carell is amazing in this. The film all around is just hilarious. The Proposal. I love me some Sandra Bullock. I love me some, I'm forgetting his name. Mr. Deadpool. Blake Lively's husband. Ryan Reynolds. I knew it was gonna come to me. I knew it. I love that movie down. Sandra Bullock can do no wrong in my eyes. She always does a rom-com good. Another woman who does a rom-com good, Life as We Know It, Katherine Heigl. I think that's, what's it called? Life as We Know It. Let me double check on that. Yes, I love that film as well. People hate me for saying this, but I will always love an accidental pregnancy in a rom-com. They do it well sometimes. Knocked Up and Life as We Know It are great accidental pregnancies, technically. So, No Strings Attached. Out of the Friends with Benefits and No String Attached, like, battle between Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, having same plot films come out at the same time, Ashton Kutcher takes it for me with Natalie Portman. And then Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It's so good. Mila Kunis, you did that. That was a great one with Jason Segel. And she was in The Good Place. Is it Kirsten? Kristen Bell. Just give me a second, guys. So yeah, you see that long spiel. I love rom-coms. So getting into the film, though, We Live in Time, I was very excited, especially when I saw who's starring in it, Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. But before I jump into that, let's talk about the synopsis. All right. Alma and Tobias are brought together in a surprise encounter that changes their lives. Through snapshots of their life together, falling for each other, building a home, and becoming a family, a difficult truth is revealed that rocks its foundation. As they embark on a path challenged by the limits of time, they learn to cherish each moment of their unconventional route their love story has taken in filmmaker John Crowley's decade-spanning, deeply moving romance. All right. Now, I'm actually unfamiliar with the director, the writer, and the cinematographer of this film. This is one of the first times I'm reviewing a film where I really don't know anybody in the lead part of the crew. So I was very excited to be introduced to their work. This film is by A24, is distributed by A24, and we must acknowledge how A24 is just dominating the industry right now, okay? We have to give A24 their props. They are doing it like no other people are doing it. Every film they're putting out is just getting certified fresh, great reviews. It's really leaving a lasting impression. And in the last couple of years, they have positioned themselves as one of the top production companies in the industry. And I love them. It would be a dream one day to work for them. Their movies really are just breaking barriers. They're doing new, different, exciting things, and they make me excited anytime they are putting out a film. So, of course, when I heard it was A24, Florence Pugh, and Andrew Garfield, and it was a rom-com, 4 sentences, 4 things to get me sad immediately. And yeah, I was really excited about this film. Now, it premiered, like I said before, at the Toronto International Film Festival. Or did I? Maybe I didn't mention it before, but this premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival. And right now on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 78% certified fresh. And popcorn meter, 84%. So people are liking this film. The critics' consensus was Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh's palatable chemistry will snatch audiences' heart before breaking them in We Live in Time, a powerful melodrama that uses its nonlinear structure to thoughtfully explore grief. So people are loving this film. Am I surprised? It's really hard for an A24 film to bomb. They're really good at picking what they want to produce and what they want to distribute. So I'm not surprised. But what did I think? That's why we're all listening right now. That's why we're all here. So let's get into my positives. All right, guys, starting with the positives, we're going to start with the cinematography. For me, cinematography, the look of a film, the shots, the sequences are like something I always love to give like praise to, focus on that in my reviews, because I think it's just one of the parts of storytelling that can really enhance your message, the plot, push it forward, make it inviting, invigorating, and really create that world building for the audience. This film, I absolutely adore the cinematography. The wide shots are just gorgeous. The landscapes, the sets, and locations they chose for this film, I cannot praise them enough. It looks gorgeous. There's something about like English TV shows and movies. There's this je ne sais quoi, this charm and aesthetic that I feel like is totally absent from American films, rom-coms, shows. I think it's the way they style them, the sets and locations. There's just this charm about it. If you've watched Love Rosie, Sex Education, Dairy Girls, um, even a little bit of like Emily in Paris, there's just this flair and charm, and the look of these shows, I feel like, is only captured when it's these English films and TV shows. I feel like Western media doesn't have this, and We Live in Time has that. And I don't know, I love it. Another one, Angus Thong's Imperfect Snogging. I just absolutely adore the styling around it. And they all take place in a modern time period, except for Dairy Girls. But something about the way they style the characters, something about the set pieces, it just gives it this feel that I feel like I never get in American media. I hope that makes sense. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So I just needed to give time to like praise the styling, praise the like location scout, the cinematography. The cinematographer for this film, his name was Stuart Bentley. Very unfamiliar with his work, but gorgeous all around. I think the film, the look of the film, the shots never really took me out of the moments, out of the scenes. It just enhanced everything. I feel like they helped build the tension in the areas that were filled with so much emotion, and it created effortless like tension with the intimacy we would see between the characters. It just complemented the film in every single way, and I adored it. Um, Now, getting into one of the strongest pieces to this film, the chemistry between Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. I want to talk about them as a whole and then them in parts. Let's start with the parts. Nobody should be surprised that Florence Pugh is this versatile. She's an amazing actress, and she's proven time and time again she can do any genre you give her. And when it comes to melodramas, rom-coms, she nailed it. Her character could have easily veered into that manic pixie girl, insufferable indie girl lead, and it didn't. I just want to like shout out, there's this girl on TikTok, Delaney. She does these skits about the insufferable indie female lead who does all these quirky things for like no good fucking reason, and like she just tries so hard to be different. I love those skits, and I feel like Florence's character has an essence of that, but it's not annoying. It's not like pick me. It's not insufferable. It feels very authentic to the character. It feels like it makes sense. And I also think there's a method to her madness. Her character is very driven. She's very independent. She's bold, but it's like a subtle boldness that like takes you by surprise and charms you. I think Florence just delivered an amazing performance as Almat, and I think she just is such a treat to watch on screen. I'm a Florence stan. That woman is going to be booked and busy for the rest of her career. There's no surprise why she's booked and busy. She's got range. She's got a crazy range, y'all. A range that not a lot of actresses in her age bracket are hitting like she is. Honestly, I think she will have a career just like Emma Stone. Like she's gonna get her Oscar is coming. It's coming. And yeah, I think her character is one of like I just loved her character so much. She brought it to life. She makes us fall in love with her quirkiness, her kind of like go with the flow, lucky go happy attitude with a bit of spice, with a bit of bold. I'm sorry that I'm kissing Florence's ass so much, but guess what? I'm about to start kissing Andrew's. Now, if you know me, you know I love Andrew Garfield down. I love that man. When it comes to the Spider-Man debate, Toby is my first, but you best believe he's second. I love Tom as well. I'm sorry that he's third. I'm sorry. In this film, we have another knockout performance. Andrew Garfield does amazing. His character is so like perfectly balanced from Florence. It's again this subtle awkwardness that just comes off as charming and you just can't help but smile. He effortlessly and authentically delivers his performance. His character doesn't feel like a caricature. Does it remind me of some other like characters we've seen in other dramas, coming of age films, rom-coms. Yes, kind of reminds me of Charlie from The Perks of Being a Wallflower if he was English and he didn't have like all that trauma before. Kind of reminds me of Logan Lerman if he were to do Charlie in a rom-com. I absolutely adored it. I think this film, what really helps deliver Andrew's performance is the nonlinear structure. Now I'm going to talk more about it later, the nonlinear structure and my thoughts about if I feel like it paid off, but I definitely think that it enhances Andrew's character, showcasing his flaws. What I mean by that is like one of the themes we see with Andrew's character is that he's constantly looking ahead, he's constantly eager to look towards the future, that he can't just be in the moment. And that is shown to us through scenes of him being early on taking Alma to the hospital because he thinks she's about to go into labor, that she's already in labor. Early on bringing up the topic of kids, early when they're talking about her treatment. He's always like jumping the gun, looking ahead rather than truly being in the moment. And the nonlinear structure helps showcase that through these scenes, especially where they place them and when he finally like admits that. And I think what the script does really well is there is a constant, they're not just telling us, they're always showing us who these characters are. And I really appreciate that. I really do. And now putting Florence and Andrew's performances together, their chemistry was amazing. It was natural. It was heartwarming. It didn't feel there was little cute awkward moments, but it didn't make you cringe. You just went like, "Aw." Like, and it made me want it. Like, this is one of those performances and stories that I like watch being like, I want a love like that. Where like they're just so, these people are completely 100% for each other. They get each other. They match each other's freak, in other words. And I mean, Andrew and Florence did amazing. They did so good. And I definitely think the supporting characters in this film, we have Adam James, Marma Corlett. I hope I'm saying that right. These are a lot of names that I might not be able to pronounce correctly. Heather Craney, Douglas Hodge, Amy Morgan, Grace Delaney, Lee Braithwaite. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering these names. I think these performances, like, really, are they as memorable as Florence and Andrew's? No. But I think they help build the story. I think they really add to the story. They help establish and give a path for these two leads to shine. And maybe they're not the most memorable, but I definitely think they enhance the film. And so I think there's so much to love from this film. I think the scenes that really got me, I typically don't cry at rom-coms, but the scenes towards the end of the film are some of the strongest. The way they are shot just, again, brings that intensity and the emotions within that scene to the audience. It brings us in, as well as it makes the lasting impression. There are scenes in the end that parallel key moments we see in the beginning of the film and throughout the film. And I think that was just a great callback to kind of bring it full circle. And I had a great time with this film. But I did have negatives. There were some things that I feel like they could have worked on, some things that I don't know worked well for them. So let's get into my negatives. All right. Let's talk about the nonlinear format. I'm not sure this paid off as well as they wanted it to, because as much as it helps the film, I think it's combative. Key moments that happen that should have really left a big impression of us, should have been like, oh my gosh moment, or like, oh, finally, we kind of already knew it was coming because of the way the film is structured. There's information given to us in the beginning that when certain things happen, we were kind of like, yeah, like we knew it was gonna like end up this way. We had some of this information, some of these things were kind of already hinted at and given away to us in the beginning. And I don't think that like destroys the film or takes you completely out of it. I just think it's a risk to do a nonlinear structure, and you have to know that some of these moments aren't going to be as big as they could be because of the structure. I think the biggest thing is that the ending, I don't feel like anybody in the audience was surprised it ended it that way. I think we all were like, yeah, this felt like all roads were leading to it. And I just wish it could have just hit a little bit harder. I feel like they should have added some more plot points or scenes that made us wonder, like, well, what is it? What is this end gonna look like? Is it gonna be this way or that way? I feel like it wasn't that it was predictable. I think they did a good job at building everything towards it. I just feel like I feel like the way the scene was done, I wish it could have hit a little bit more because it was so beautifully done. And I feel like the nonlinear structure did not serve as much as it could have, if it would have been a linear structure. I think, though, I will say any other type of ending, we would have sat there being like, what? It kind of felt like it was leading towards this. But I think personally, I don't want it to be an ending where we're kind of like, yeah, we knew it would have to end this way. I'm more being like, oh, okay, this is where they went with it. Okay. I wanted it to be a little bit up in the air, I guess is what I'm saying. I also think that some of the characters' decisions in the end don't also pay off in the way I think. I feel like I'm a little like scratching my head at some of Tobias's choices towards the end, because it just feels like his character, he would have pushed back a little bit more. I'm not sure this thing that he was so excited for, learning that maybe this isn't the route we are going to take. I feel as if though there's got to be a point where he completely like pushes against and tries. And maybe that's just me, the way I see his character, not really a flaw against the script, more of a personal choice, but I don't know. I don't think a lot of the moments these characters make certain decisions, I understand 100% when it comes to Tobias. I think it's not really with Alma's character. I think she's pretty well developed all throughout and everything kind of aligns. But I think there are some things with Tobias' character I was certainly like missing, and I feel like one of his final decisions in the end, I'm not sure how I feel with it. But I will say this script, it's nothing revolutionary, but I think it's solid enough that when you put two leads like Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh in your film, it can be made 1,000 times better. I think if it would have been any other actors, I would have definitely maybe not have enjoyed this film as much. I feel like they completely sell this story and script. And I think that is a little bit of a con. Like, I feel like the script should be on par with their acting. I feel like I don't want to say they were carrying the script, but I definitely feel like I said before, anybody else does it, I think it has the potential to not do as well. I think it has the potential to not, be as enjoyable. I think that's a testament to your leads' versatility and their talent. But I also think, this wasn't a revolutionary rom-com. It was a little predictable in the way things are going. That's not completely to the fault of the script. That's also because of the structure that they decided to tell the story. But I think it's so easy to overlook a lot of these negatives because of who's acting. I think in the moment you're not thinking this. I think this is because I'm critically thinking of the film as a film critic. I'm being harsh. I'm nitpicking. I think at the end of the day, any person walking into this film is going to easily be able to overlook these things because of how solid the performances are. So yeah, that's kind of it when it comes to my negatives. So without dragging this on, let's just get into my final thoughts. Alrighty. Yeah, I enjoyed this film. I don't think anybody's surprised. And is it mostly because Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh did their thing? They went into the kitchen and cooked us an amazing meal, served it to me, and ate the plate. Yeah, yeah, they did amazing. But also, it's just a feel good film. I do think the script is well, and I think the material is good, and I think they had all the elements to just do a solid story, and it was just improved and made even better through their choice of casting. And I definitely think, if Hollywood wants to continue to do rom-coms and melodramas like this, I will be happy. We need these films that, make our hearts swell, make us love, break it a little, make us emotional, make us cry. I typically don't cry in rom-coms. It's really hard to make me cry during films. Not that I'm like some cold-hearted bitch, but like, sometimes I have to be in a certain state to like be able to cry. And I definitely teared up in parts of this movie. It just warms your heart. It's a feel good movie. Even when you know what is about to happen or what may happen, you still can't help but like enjoy. Be in the moment. Enjoy the moment for what it is. And I think that was one of the biggest themes of this film. We live in time. We live in this time right now. Enjoy these moments of happiness and peace. And with the way things are right now, I definitely think this is a movie everybody should watch, especially if you want to escape. So is We Live in Time ChickFlicks approved? Yes, it is. I'm going to give it like the most positive score, the most optimistic score, a 3.8. And then a like critical score of 3.5. But I absolutely love it. I think on certain days you'll probably see me giving it a 4 just because I love the performances in this that much. So I'm feeling good today. You know what? F it. It's getting a 4. I'm feeling in that good mood. It just made me happy. I definitely want to go back to the theaters to watch it. I know you guys are watching me being like, this bitch just changed her answer. She said 3.8, 3.5, and now it's 4. Yeah. Thinking about it again, I'm sorry. I gotta give it a 4 for just the solid performances, the look of the film. It totally helped me escape. And I love a rom-com. Hollywood, this is my pleading to you. Let's get back into the rom-com game. Get into that rom-com bag because we need it right now. We need some romance and comedy during these times. And yeah, guys, that's my review of We Live in Time. Let's get into my outro. All right, guys, if you are new here and you don't know the drill, my socials are right here. I'm on every platform. TikTok, X, Instagram. I got my own blog. You should subscribe. I'm planning on writing a lot more. Okay, sorry, I'm in school, so like things are getting hectic. I know y'all been like, where are the articles? You talk about the blog, where are the new articles? They're coming, okay? But while they're coming, also enjoy, my episodes are available on my blog, so if you subscribe to my blog, you can get like fast pass to all my episodes. And wherever you are consuming ChickFlicks, whether this is on YouTube, on my channel, or FAUL TV's channel, because I'm an official show for them, or you're listening on Spotify, or SoundCloud, or, wherever you get your ChickFlicks content as a ChickFlickian. I'm testing out a new fandom name, yes. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, rate it 5 stars. Show me some love, especially during these times. Your girl is getting up and making content for y'all because I want y'all to just have some moments of peace and enjoyment and be able to escape, because that's what we need right now. So show me some love. You guys know I'm always rooting for you. And I just want to say, in light of everything that's going on, make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you give yourself a brain break. Make sure you're good. And just know that we're going to get through these times. We are going to rise from the ashes, and nothing is forever. And thanks, guys, for always tuning in. I love y'all. Stay updated, and I can't wait to see you with my next review. This is Alexis signing off of ChickFlicks. You guys have a good one. Bye.
That